Hey everyone, so this is a 20-minute forward bends practice, and practicing forward bends is especially great for you if you feel a little bit overwhelmed or you have a lot of things going on in your mind, or maybe you're just running around from one place to another. And I'm sure we can relate to that, all of us. And then it's great to practice forward folds or forward bends in the yoga practice to tune a little bit more inwards and to reconnect with all the different layers of you, of the body. So we're going to start in a seated position. And it's always nice to grab something you can sit on, maybe a yoga block or a rolled up blanket or a folded blanket, something to create a little bit of height so you can more easily release the knees onto the floor, onto the mat. And then we're going to start practice by chanting 3 times Om. And if this feels a little bit uncomfortable, of course, feel free to just listen. See if you can close the eyes and focus on the sitting bones. Maybe pressing them a little bit more deeply into the block. Lengthening the spine even more, lengthening the neck all the way up to the crown of the head. Tuck your chin a little bit in. Maybe lean a little bit backwards as if you're leaning against a wall. Then joining the hands in front of the heart space. Let's exhale wherever you are in the breath. Just breathe it out. Then release the belly. Inhale. Take a soft and deep breath in. One more inhale. Also feel the breath in the back of the body. Then bowing your head, seeing if you can find an intention or dedication for this practice of today. Can be really simple, something small. And then you can slowly bring the head back up, blink open the eyes, rest the hands upon the thighs, and with your left hand remove the block or the book or the blanket from underneath the sitting bones. Swing your legs around, come to all fours, hands and knees. And have a quick look in between your legs, make sure you cannot see your feet. So wherever you are in your breath, just exhale. On the inhale, you're arching the spine, sitting bones reaching high. And exhale, draw the belly in, rounding the spine, release the neck. Inhaling, arching the spine, feel the sitting bones and looking up. And then exhaling, draw the belly in, press the hands fully into the mat. Let's do one more. Inhale, arching the spine. Make an imprint of the sitting bones reaching up. Exhaling, rounding the spine. Slowly come back to a neutral position. Tuck the toes on the mat. Press your hands forward and down into the mat. And then slowly lifting up in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So you're just connecting to the body. Maybe you want to move a little bit by bending one knee, walking the dog, and then slowly bending the other knee. And you can do this a couple of times. You can also shake out your head, yes and no, and maybe even loosen up the lips by fluttering the lips. Just releasing some tension from all the muscles in the face.
And gently see if you can find some stillness in your down dog. Start noticing your breath. On the inhale, you can feel the broadening of the upper back. On the exhale, draw the belly in, release. And breathing through the nose only, or maybe activating Ujjayi breath. And then when your next exhale comes, bending the knees, look in between the hands, start walking your feet towards the hands, stepping the feet hip width, bending the knees really deep, placing your whole upper body up on the thighs, then grabbing the opposite elbows. Now grab them the other way around. This feels a little bit unnatural. Bring your arms alongside the ears, and on the exhale, press the soles of the feet into the mat. And then slowly start straightening your legs. Maybe micro bending your knees. You can sway the upper body a little bit from left to right. Shake out your head again, yes and no. And when the exhale comes, bending the knees deeply, releasing the arms, and then bring your arms around the back. Interlace the fingers, lengthen your arms, hands away from the shoulders. On the exhale again, straighten your legs. Uttanasana, forward fold. Each inhale creates space in the body. On the exhale, maybe you can release a little bit deeper into the posture. See if you can relax all of your 10 toes, maybe even lifting the toes. Come really stand also on the 2 heels. Keep the sitting bones lifted high towards the ceiling. Let's stay here for one more breath. And then when your exhale comes, bending the knees, releasing the arms, and then slowly rolling up, vertebra by vertebra. It's the head coming up last. If you want, you can shake out your legs, shake out the wrists as well. We're going to warm up a little bit, and then ease into some seated forward folds. So come stand at the top of the mat, big toes touching, heels slightly apart, uniting the hand palms in front of the heart space. Let's exhale together, breathing out. Inhale, circle the arms up and stretch it out. Exhale, folding forward over straight legs. Inhale, come high on the fingertips. Exhale, step the left leg back, make it a big step, press your heel back, open up the shoulders, and then step the right foot back for downward facing dog. Stay here for one breath, inhale, and exhale. On the inhale, bring the shoulders forward to a high plank, draw the belly in, bring the knees to the mat, lower the whole body down to the mat. Point your toes away on the inhale, bringing up the chest for cobra pose. Exhaling back to the mat. On the inhale, come back to all fours, knees underneath your hips. Tuck the toes on the mat and then find downward facing dog. Breathing in gently. And exhale. Inhale, pressing the hands forward and down into the mat and breathe it out. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step that right foot in between the hands. The left foot follows, come high on the fingertips. Exhale, folding forward. On the inhale, you can circle the arms up and stretch it out. Exhaling, hands in front of the heart. Keep on going. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, diving forward and down. Come high on the fingertips on the inhale. Then exhaling the right leg back, big step, press your back heel back, open up the shoulders. And then stepping the left foot back for downward facing dog. One breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come forward to a high plank. You can come down to the mat like we just did, or you can lower the whole body down to the mat. Point your toes away, kneecaps not touching the mat, inhaling for cobra. Exhaling back to the mat. Come back to all fours, hands and knees, finding downward facing dog. Inhale steadily and exhale. Breathing in and a good breath out. Inhale the left leg high, look forward. Exhale, step that left foot in between the hands. The right foot follows, come high on the fingertips, folding forward. Inhale, circle the arms up. And exhaling, hands in front of the heart. Breathing in, circle the arms up. On the exhale, folding forward. Inhaling, come high on the fingertips. On the exhale, step the left foot back, big step. And then on the inhale, rising up with the arms for Anjaneyasana. Exhale, maybe grounding down a little bit more. Now press your back heel firmly back. Breathing in. And exhale. Inhaling both of your hands to the inside of the right foot. Leave the hands where they are. And then bring the elbows back for lizard pose. So you want to feel a strong connection between the crown of the head and the left heel pressing away. So you don't want to bring your face towards the mat. You just want to feel the length. Keep a connection with the right upper arm and the right inner knee. Gently placing your right hand on the outside of the right foot, maybe hopping that left foot a little bit in. Find your exhale to slowly start straightening your front leg, Parvottanasana. Now making sure that you're directing that right hip back as much as possible. Pressing the ball of the right big toe firmly into the mat. Each exhale you can draw the belly in and up, maybe finding a little bit more depth into the posture. Always remember, it doesn't matter how deep you can come into the posture, maybe even using 1 or 2 books to place your hands upon. On your next inhale, gently bending that front knee and then stepping back to downward facing dog. On the inhale, come forward with the shoulders to a high push-up plank. Lower the whole body down to the mat. Inhaling the chest forward and up for Cobra. And then exhaling back to the mat. On the inhale, slowly press yourself up and back for downward facing dog. Take 1 breath in, inhale. And exhale. Inhaling the right leg high. Look forward, step the right foot forward. Your left foot follows Ardha Uttanasana, high on the fingertips, lengthen your spine. Exhale, folding forward. Circle the arms up on the inhale. Exhaling, Namaste, hands in front of the heart. Breathing in, circle the arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Come high on the fingertips on the inhale. Exhale, stepping the right foot back, big step, stay there and rise up on the inhale for Anjaneyasana on the left side. Energize your fingertips, they want to reach up. At the same time, pelvic floor reaching down. If you know Mula Bandha, activate your Mula Bandha. Inhale, lengthen your neck, tuck your chin a little bit in, and exhale. We're here for 1 more breath. Keep the face soft. And breathe it out. Inhale both of your hands to the inside of the left foot. And then gently bending your elbows backwards. Feel the connection between the crown of the head and the right heel. So see if you cannot fold your elbows out to the side, but really bring them in towards each other. 1 more breath in. And exhale. On the inhale, bring the left hand to the outside of the left foot, maybe hopping that right foot a little bit in. Then wait for the exhale to slowly start straightening that left leg. Now you don't want to hang into the front leg, so really activate that back leg as well, pressing the heel away and making sure that that left hip is rotating outwards a little bit. The upper thigh is rotating outwards, so you can bring that hip joint a little bit more back. Keep the neck long. Stay here for 1 more breath. When the inhale comes, bending the front knee and then gently stepping back to downward facing dog. 1 more vinyasa, inhaling the shoulders forward to a high plank, maybe coming down to low plank chaturanga. Rolling over the toes, upward facing dog, and then back to downward facing dog. Staying here for 3 breaths. Exhaling, letting go whatever you don't need anymore. Inhaling space into the body. On the exhale, release. It's one more breath. And breathe it out. Inhaling the right leg high, stretch your heel away. Exhale, bending that right knee. Come forward with the shoulders. Place your right knee on the outside of the right wrist. Come sit on your right shin bone. Looking back, bringing your left leg maybe even a little bit more back. Really making sure that that left leg is in line with the left hip. Then come forward again, square off your shoulders with the front of the mat. If you don't have any knee issues, then you can maybe wiggle that right foot a little bit forward, but make sure you keep that right foot active, so flex your foot. Breathing in, don't press your chest forward, breathe into the back body. On the exhale, see if you can slowly fold forward. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. So you can always place your hands on two fists in front of you. Rest your forehead upon the two hands. If you're lengthening your arms forward, you can maybe bring them out to the sides a little bit more, a little bit wider than shoulder width. And this way you can release some tension from the shoulders. So you can feel this posture in a lot of areas in the body. But most of us would sense a stretch in the right hip area. And maybe if you feel that that right sitting bone is coming up quite a lot from the floor or the mat, then maybe you want to place something underneath, maybe a rolled up blanket or a block to support that right sitting bone. See if you can release the muscles in the face. Keep the space in between the eyebrows open. We're staying here for 3 more breaths. And 2. Let's do 1 more breath. And after the exhale, slowly bring the head a little bit up. Walk your hands towards that bent knee. Come sit on the right sitting bone and swinging the left leg forward. Then you want to bend that right knee and bring it out to the side. So the front of the right foot is directed towards the mat. The left foot is actively flexed. Place your fingertips behind you and bring your torso in the direction of the outstretched left leg. On the inhale, bringing the right arm up. Keep the neck long, keep your chin in. On the exhale, folding forward from the hips. Maybe grabbing hold of that left outside of the left foot. And maybe using a belt. You know, if you have really long legs, you can always use a belt or a rolled up towel or whatever, a sweater. So if you have your belt into the left hand, then you can into the right hand, then you can slowly bring your left arm up, look up, cross it over and bring it to the inside of the left foot. First you want to come sit high on the sitting bone, lengthen your spine all the way up to the crown of the head. Then exhaling, maybe bending the elbows out to this side, folding forward. So maybe you can check if both of your waists of the side ribs are equally long. For most of us, the left side ribs are a little bit shorter than the right side ribs. So see if you can create a little bit more softness into that left side by bringing the skin of the right side ribs over to the left. Keep listening to the breath. Check your fingers to see if they're not holding on to something too hard, creating unnecessary tension in the body. Keeping the fingers round and soft. Staying here for 3 more breaths. And 2. Let's do 1 more breath. And exhale. On the inhale, slowly come up and sliding your hands towards you. Then you're going to bend that left knee in, connecting the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. So place your fingertips behind you, first pressing yourself up, lengthening the spine. Come sit at the front of the sit bones, then interlacing the fingers, keeping them soft, not straining, and placing them like a little cup around the toes, opening the toes like a little envelope. Now, you want to make sure that you're pressing the inner heels firmly against each other to protect the knee joint. When your inhale comes, you want to actively press yourself up from the sitting bones, drawing the shoulders down the upper back in the direction of the sitting bones. Keep the neck long, chin is in. You can stay here, or when the next exhale comes, you can bend your elbows out to the sides, maybe even hooking them behind the shin bones. Each inhale lengthening the spine, extending the spine, and then on the exhale maybe folding a little bit deeper in. Release the neck. And there's nothing you need to do except consciously listening to the breath and staying with the breath. And the breath can provide us with the connection between the physical body, the body of flesh and bones and organs, and the mental, emotional body. So the yogis call this the different layers or koshas of the body. When you calm your breath, you can calm your mind and you can ease tension in the physical body. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Let's do 1 more breath. Then on the inhale, slowly come up. Take your time to come out of the posture. And then you can cross your ankles, grab the outsides of the feet, and roll over the knees. Come to hands and knees, all fours. We've been here before, tucking the toes on the mat, softly easing into downward facing dog. Inhaling the left leg high, stretch it out. Then exhale, bending that left knee, bring it to the outside of the left wrist. Come sit on the shin bone first. Then look a little bit back, maybe bringing that right leg a little bit more back. Again, making sure the leg is in line with that right hip. Turning forward again, maybe if the knee allows you to do so. Safely wiggle that left foot a little bit forward, flexing that foot. Inhale. On the exhale, just gently fold forward. Maybe resting your forehead onto something. Maybe bringing the hands out a little bit wider. And if you feel a lot of strain or tension somewhere in the body, see if you can direct your awareness and the breath to that spot. And if thoughts arise in the mind, which is perfectly normal, natural, this is what the mind does, then don't push your thoughts away, but just take a quick look at them, acknowledge that they're there, and then just refocus on the breath. Stay here for 3 more breaths. And 2. Let's do 1 more breath. And a full exhale. On the inhale, slowly walking the hands towards that left knee. Come sit on the left sitting bone, swinging the right leg forward. And then bringing the left knee out to the side for Janu Shirsasana. Inhaling, maybe this time both of your arms up. Direct your shoulders in the direction of that flexed foot. Then exhaling, gently folding forward. With each inhale, you can create length in between the vertebrae, lengthening the spine. On the exhales, maybe you can fold your elbows out to the side. See if you can activate that left thigh muscle and then actively press that thigh bone towards the mat. And the fingers are soft. Space between the eyebrows is open. Stay here for 3 more breaths. Maybe opening up the right side of the waist a little bit more. Bring the skin from the left ribs over to the right. 1 more breath. Then on the inhale, you can gently come out. Take your time. Then bringing that right leg a little bit out to the side. First bringing that left knee up. And then extending, lengthening that left leg to the side. For Upavista Konasana. So you don't have to make this into a full split, even if the body allows you to do so. Just find a little bit of an edge, but not too much. You can keep both, or you have to keep both of your feet fully flexed. Now bring both of your hands, fingertips pointing back underneath the thighs, and draw the outer thighs towards the midline. So this movement. Then actively pressing the thigh bones to the mat. Fingertips behind you, press them into the mat, lengthening the spine up. You can stay here. And maybe you want to bring your hands forward. And gently come a little bit deeper into the forward fold. You can use a book or a block, maybe to rest your hands upon. Maybe you want something for your head to rest upon. Maybe you want to explore a little bit more, if the body allows, and walk your hands a little bit more forward. But make sure that the feet are not falling in. Keep them actively flexed, toes pointing towards the ceiling. We're staying here for 5 breaths. And 4. Three more breaths. And let's do 2 more breaths. And 1. On the inhale, slowly walk your hands towards the legs. Fingertips behind you. Bring both of your legs in towards each other. Bend the knees. And then grab the backs of the thighs. Slowly bringing the legs up into this kind of 90-degree angle. If you want, you can lengthen the full legs up, activate the heels, press them away, and maybe extending the arms forward, but not pulling the arms out of the shoulder sockets. Actively draw them into the upper back. This is Navasana boat pose. And they always say this is a favorite pose of a lot of people. So you can decide for yourself. Keep your focus on the breath, fully extending the leg. If you want to straighten your legs, bring your toes towards the knees or towards the nose. Stay here for 3 more breaths. We're almost there. You're doing great. And 2.
Let's do one more breath. And then releasing the legs to the mat. Actively flexing the feet, lengthening the arms up. Inhale. On the exhale, folding forward for Paschimottanasana. Now, if it's difficult to fold forward and you're really rounding the lower spine, then see if you can sit on some height, maybe a folded blanket. Bring the sitting bones onto the blanket. Walk your sitting bones a little bit forward until you feel this edge and a little bit more of a forward tilt of the pelvis. And then see if, if you can fold forward from the hips. And then also think of lengthening up before you just fold forward. If this is a lot for the back side of the legs, you can maybe roll up a blanket and place this rolled up blanket underneath the knees. And just a little bit of release in the back side of the legs. Maybe see if you can draw the shoulders a little bit more actively towards the sitting bones. And pressing the thigh bones down. And staying here for 10 breaths. And just count your breath for yourself. And maybe we all have a different rhythm in the breath. Again, any thoughts coming up? See if you can observe your thoughts, but don't attach yourself too much to them. After your 10th breath, you can gently come out of the posture, slide your hands alongside the legs. As a counter posture, we're going to place the hands underneath the shoulders, fingers pointing forward. Bending the knees, stepping the feet hip width. On the exhale, pressing the hips up to the ceiling. Coming up for tabletop. Now you don't want to bring your knees too much forward of the ankles, so actively press them back. If you cannot see your knees anymore, you can bring your head back. Otherwise, just keep looking up. Then gently releasing the sitting bones to the mat. And then you can come and lie down on the back of the body. And just come for a twist. Maybe by lengthening the left leg forward, bending the right knee in, and then with your left hand, folding that right knee over to the left. Then see if you can press yourself a little bit up, bringing that left hip a little bit more towards the midline of the body. And then maybe even looking right, lengthening your right arm to the right on shoulder height. And don't apply too much pressure with that left hand on the right knee. You can keep the eyes open with a soft, steady gaze, or maybe even closing the eyes. Then on the inhale, slowly come back to the middle. Bending the left knee in, lengthening the right leg, and then left knee into the chest, with the right hand folding that left knee over to the right. Maybe shoveling that right hip a little bit more towards the midline of the mat. Lengthening your left arm to the left on shoulder height, looking left. So if that left knee is coming up a lot, maybe place something underneath.
Stay here for 3 more breaths. And 2. And slowly come back to center. And now you can slowly lengthen your legs. Maybe place the feet as wide as the mat. Place your arms a little bit outside of the body and palms facing up. And then end this practice with a couple of minutes of Shavasana. And just ease into your Shavasana. Focus on the earth underneath you and allow the body to be fully carried by the earth. And then I'm slowly leaving you in your Shavasana, so you can decide for yourself how long you're going to stay today in Shavasana. And then maybe we will meet online the next time. Take care.